And we're back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 12, episode 23. So as you guys know, this is the season finale of season 12, and we will be moving on to season 13. And with that episode, we will be at the point where we, I think for that episode on that Thursday, we'll be talking about the games from Wednesday, because I think the Swiss stage starts on the 3rd or the 4th. So as you guys know, thank you to all the people that have watched the show throughout all the many years. 12 seasons is amazing. Let's do many more. But as you guys know, on TV, I'm the showrunner. Only person that can cancel the show is me. Definitely not. That would never happen. So just want to say thank you guys for watching the show throughout all the many years. It definitely means a lot. And it also means a lot when my teams fail specifically and everyone makes fun of me. Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I still have Gen G and I still have G2. Well, I have Gen G. I don't think G2 is
Gen G. Come on.
And then Gen G also failed me in the summer. So I'm just through a lifetime of failure at this point. But we haven't seen Jacob in a while, actually. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Like I said, been busy, got promoted at work. So, hey, there's that. But it's been busy here.
Before that, you were sick. One day I was like, hey, man, you want to come on the show and just kind of talk about the recent situation? Because at that time, that's when C9 had just lost to FlyQuest in the LCS playoffs. I was like, you want to come on and talk? He was like, I would, but I'm actually dead. And I was like,
I was legitimately I was like laying in bed like, just fucking kill me. I was miserable.
Like, I was like, wait a minute. If you're dead, how are you speaking to me right now? But he was like, I chugged an entire bottle of Sunny D, and I was like, okay, he's probably actually really sick. He might actually straight up be dying right now.
It was horrible.
But yeah, man, it was great to have you back. Hopefully you feel better, and obviously now you have a promotion, so you have more money. You know what's crazy, man? You know how like Worlds and MSI used to have like the icons you could buy for like your team logos and the year and stuff? They stopped doing them this year entirely. With MSI, there was no icons to buy. And then for Worlds this year, I checked. So the usual one that they would do where you could flash your team's icon in front of people just to BM them, they only did it for SoftBank Hawks Gaming, the ones where it would look like they do it for Worlds. The other ones were just like the emotes and stuff. All they did was just package up the emotes that they already did and then sell them in the World's icon bundle. That's what they did. So you can't even really buy the team's logo to support, because the proceeds still do the same. It's like 50% for the teams in Riot. But they didn't do the usual World's icons. I'm like, why are we always losing stuff? That's such an unnecessary change. I love flashing the icons in front of people, but hey, my team's better, bitch.
It is. I swear to God, it's almost like Riot is intentionally trying to just kill League of Legends, unfortunately, and it's getting sad. Because those, like you said, those are iconic and they're very cheap to make. It's not like this took a huge amount of time and effort to make those. So that's just, it doesn't make any sense. Why would they?
Yeah, for MSI, I had read their LoL esports articles, which is weird because you read an article online about anything regarding like movies, politics, anything, and it always puts the person's name there. Guys, I shit you not, in the year 2024, you go to lolesports.com, the articles are written by, you guessed it, lolesports.com. Now, funny thing about that, guys, is that's not a person. There is not a person named lolesports.com.
Yeah.
Not happening. Okay. So Riot they have such a bunch of pussies that work for them. They don't even want to put their name to an article. That's how you know that company has its foot on your throat. Actually, that's bad, honestly.
Well, it reminds me of the TSM thing of, okay, we as TSM, we are investigating ourselves, and we have determined that we did absolutely nothing wrong. It's like, well,
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they were going through all that like drama with the workers and everything. And Reginald was like, we're going to launch an internal investigation into ourselves. And you're like, whoa, wait. So you investigated yourself and you did no wrong.
Well, my favorite part was when they came out and said, oh, well, we've determined he did nothing illegal. No one accused him of doing anything illegal. He was not accused of doing anything illegal. Everything he was doing was accused of him being a complete and utter asshole.
Yeah, and even with that, I even said this back when it happened. It's like, bosses being an asshole, like that's not like go to jail over that. That's like, okay, maybe you guys are just kind of like pussies. But then again, Reginald's someone where I guess like if you come from this kind of generation, they wouldn't know how to like really properly deal with that. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like TSM that much, but like, can you really put someone in jail? And should they lose their business because they're being an asshole as a owner? Like, is that,
Well,
you know?
it was legitimately the exact same thing that happened with Echo Fox.
Yeah, I
the
remember
guy
that.
being
Yeah.
a complete asshole. And I mean, granted, Echo Fox, the guy was being a racist, but I mean, it wasn't that they were doing anything legal. It was that they were bringing shame to the league.
Yeah.
And that's the entire kick here. But
And you know what's crazy? Mr. Beast, when he had that big like Chris Tyson situation that happened, remember what he said? He was like, "We're gonna launch an internal investigation on ourselves." Okay, we're gonna stop doing this. No more internal investigation on ourselves. And then EG did it. Remember, dude? EG investigation.
EG did it. EG did. Yeah. Except I do have to give EG a little bit of credit. At least they fired the people who were responsible.
No, yeah. What's crazy about that one?
Something, not a lot.
Yeah,
but something.
It was just crazy how like EG ended up doing that, like you said, and then Riot. You know that investigation they apparently launched onto EG. It's crazy, guys, how we never really got the results of it. Almost as if like if a certain person of color is in a position and they want to protect that person, they don't want to make that person look bad. Just saying. I remember like everyone would shield Nicole over everything. But like any male owner like Steve, Jack, Reggie, anybody on any of the other orgs, it was crazy. We don't even know the owner of Immortals. They would just get shit on constantly.
If Jack, the CEO of Cloud9, had been caught doing a lot of this stuff, he would have been canned. Shit, he would have been fired instantly.
The LS situation, remember that?
What's up?
The LS situation, remember that? He got shit for that. He got shit for bringing over a menace. People like, man, I don't know if you should invest into a menace. Quite
to be fair, I do have to say I was very much against him bringing on LS. I've never been a fan of LS. Okay. So when he said, "Oh, LS is gonna be the coach," I'm like, "Oh fuck, we're screwed." So
I knew it wouldn't last. I thought it would be one of those splits where potentially, hypothetically, I was thinking they're going to do really well like they did in spring 2020, smash the league, and then bomb an MSI, and then he'll like he'll like blow up because they failed. But no, guys, it just, didn't happen at all. He actually just blew up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 4 games, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, but like I tell people, like, I don't hate him, but he is a weirdo. Like, you don't hire someone like that to be in your organization. Like, the way he talks, it's perfect for like people that don't live outside of like their houses. That's the way he kind of gets his audience. Someone like that cannot function in a job because their brains are so tailored to one specific way of that working. Then it's just not going to work. Yeah. And to be fair, if he's a streamer, then he isn't a boss, right?
Well, as a streamer, go ahead. He can be. Like I said, I'm not a fan of him, but as a streamer, dude, go be your go get on with your bad self. I do not care. But like I said, but when it comes to like it being a coach, I've watched him a lot. His strategies are out of date, to say the least.
The reason why they can't work, so back then, you know, his famous ones were like, why don't people pick this and that in the meta? Well, people don't understand. I don't know if you play card games. I come from like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And like Pokemon, stuff like that. Okay, I have to be honest. The reason why certain things can't work, even when they're good, is because the person that pilots them, if they're not actually good at doing certain things, it's not going to work. It's like if I played League and I tried to play Nidalee before. Nidalee's high skill cup champion. I can't play Nidalee. I don't know how to play League, but I can't play Nidalee. You know, people be like, well, why can't you? It's not a play style that clicks with me. You know, I can play other high school cap ones like a Zir and champions like that, but that's a little bit more of a learning curve where I can understand how that champion works. Some players just can't pilot those champions to the most effective use to actually have them being worthwhile to pick. Like right now, Way's a champion, right? Well, there's very few people that can play Way very well, like very few. Honestly.
Jensen, Faker, Chovy, and I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah, there's like even the top laners that Merwin would pick. You know, in the LEC, Merwin pick like Smolder, Nidalee. Like, guys, how many people are picking Smolder top? Like, I'm not picking that shit.
I'm not picking Smolder top. No way.
Yeah. So
granted, my play style has always been to go. I like to play assassins and tanks because I like to go in and kill something or go in and just be like But like I said, I'm always going in. So like I said, if playing Nidalee, oh fuck yeah, I got this. But
like there are metas where, like you said, there's metas where Talon and Zed are like the most busted champions. I can't play Zed to save my life. I can't play. If you see me play Zed, you might as well we'll just call your team a 4v5. I'm running it 0-10. Not gonna lie. At speed running NA airport, the way in Twitch chat types it in every year. Even if NA is winning, someone said at some point there will be an NA airport speed run. It's coming. I was like,
yes,
okay.
I did it.
Okay, I will say every team has got to go to the airport at some point, guys. Come on.
Yeah, of course.
Some faster than others, but I'll ask you this. Before we get to Worlds, you were keeping up with the LCS, and what was your thoughts and opinions on the LCS for just 2022 in general? Let's start with just Cloud9. I was a Cloud9 fan.
Honestly, I kind of saw it coming. I mean, I've never been a fan of Jojo Peon. I'm gonna be honest. So when they picked him up, it was one of those things where I'm like, I don't trust him. I do not trust because he was thing when he won the LCS with EG. It wasn't he was not the reason they won. It was Danny, pure and simple. It was all Danny.
Well, keep in mind they had Impact, so Inspired on that roster too. So you're thinking like, you know,
I don't want to make it sound like it was just Danny going, 1v9ing the entire thing, because obviously, like you said, there was obviously a team with them, but JoJo was not the reason they won. Like I said, Danny was the primary carry. Danny was the one doing most of the work, and so when they picked him up, I was like, that I was not impressed by watching him before now, and even now I was not impressed watching him now. And like I said, so it was very much this ended exactly how I kind of expected it. I knew TL was going to be number one because they've been a league above everybody else. FlyQuest was the closest, but even they weren't that close. And like I said, it was just a toss up for third place, and like I said, 100 Thieves is kind of, I hate it. I mean, I don't like it that that was the best team because they were not the best team, but
yeah.
NA is so pathetic now. I mean, granted, I do have to say, I do have hopes for when they bring in South America and all, when they bring in all these other regions. I do have hope that might improve the region, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So it's one of those things of like, please God, but if it doesn't, then yeah.
I will say,
like I said, it was very much like I said. I kind of saw it coming.
No, I think for most of the split, there were so many people that were like, "Man, NA is so much better now." It's like, no, that's just not true. That is like I watched pretty much every single game from at least LEC, LPL, LCK. LPL was a little bit harder to watch every game because there's a lot of teams there. But if you just watched NA, the region was terrible. LCS was bad. The worst game I've ever seen this year was you go back and watch the LCS 2024 Spring Split Week 7 when they came back from that 2-week break and they were in that closet. NRG versus Immortals, that was one of the worst games I have ever seen. I actually almost threw up watching that at work. I was like, LCS on at work. Let me watch this. I was like, yep, that's the worst game I've ever seen. Yep, that's number one. This game is terrible.
That game, I remember. I don't remember.
Remember the part he was playing Poppy? He walked in as a Poppy, stole a Baron, straight up walked out. They didn't even bother killing. I was like, okay, this region sucks. This region is actually terrible.
So yeah, no, I mean, so yeah, like I said, at this point, it's just go to Worlds and just watch NA get stomped out. I mean, maybe TL can get lucky. Because, like I said, they were a step above everybody else, but even then, I'm not holding my breath.
Well, even with the thing with the 100 Thieves, man, 100 Thieves have no macro. Keep in mind, they were like
they death balled it.
Because 100 Thieves were a team that were also bad in the mix with those other bad LCS teams too. They actually didn't start turning it on until they got Tomo, and then, but before that, Pure Factor, they were really running it down. Like, you could even argue they were one of the worst teams by how badly they were running it. Their games were atrocious. River didn't look as good. Quid looked like just he was existing. I don't know what he was doing. He was existing. And then we have a point now in North America where a team like that can, granted, they did upset Cloud9. They did play better on that day, but that's where their peak is. It reminds me of like back in the day when Dignitas did that back in 2017 summer where they upset Cloud9 in the quarters and they proceeded to lose every single best of series after that. Because in reality, they're not good. They just had one good day where they peaked against that team. And then after that, you remember this, dude. After 100 Thieves beat Cloud9, they went 0-3 against FlyQuest. They got just demolished. It wasn't even close. Yeah, they go to Worlds. And to be fair, we'll go into the run at Worlds just a little bit. I will give them credit. They could have beaten Rainbow Seven. They had game 1, it was back and forth. Game 2, they just kind of got outscaled. Rainbow Seven gave them many chances to beat them in game 3. They were actively trying to. Hey man, I don't know if I want to make the World's group stage either. You can have it. They're not a good macro team. They don't understand how to do anything. Like today, remember today, they were fighting against PSG Talon. They were losing the map, and then they stack 3 people when they know there's 4 around them with no vision.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I was laughing.
And then that team is somehow the 3rd best team. I told you this. I was glad NA lost a spot. Like outside of Cloud9 and the stuff that they did at Worlds back in the day, and the random TL upset and the CLG thing. Outside of all that, NA deserved to lose a spot, man. Like we suck so hard. The region's ass, dude. People are like, do the region deserve to lose a spot? Yes, we're terrible. But actually, that right there today proves we don't deserve a third spot. I'm sorry, guys.
No question.
Region stinks. Yeah. They 100 Thieves quite legit have no macro and somehow managed to get 3rd place.
Like I said, they were just death. But what they did is they kind of would just group up as 5 and then run around like a death ball around the map and then just wait for the enemy team to int into them.
Even today, or not even just game 1, because game 1, you were thinking like, okay, if they got shit on this hard, their mentality's gonna be pretty much in the dumpster. Yeah. It wasn't even like a close, like, okay, we were kind of ahead, but we threw it, so we know we're better. No, it wasn't that. They got like what Adriana Chedick gets in the porn, fisted. They got like actually just.
I didn't expect you to say that, but okay, we'll go with it.
Second game. Golden Glue's drafting has been suspect all year, man. Remember in spring, this guy would have 100 Thieves freely lose games in best of series because he wouldn't ban Smolder. This one, Smolder was like absolutely the most OP ADC pick almost ever. He wouldn't ban it. They would lose constant games, free games. They were even winning in some cases. Today, he's like, you know what? We've ran out of every option. We must pick Renekton mid. Did this guy talk to LS before the series? Like before the series happened today? Out of all the picks, this man pulled out Vex against R7, and he's like, you know what? I have no other picks my mid laner can play. I have to pick Renekton mid.
I'm sorry.
Once you saw Renekton mid, you're just like, game's over. It's over. Yeah. There's nothing you do. Against an Ezreal and Rumble? He picked Renekton against Ezreal, Rumble, and what's the top? Gnar. It was I think it was Gnar that Ozzy played. Yeah, absolutely horrible fucking drafts this guy been doing. He's been bad at drafting the entire year. But today was the most egregious. Renekton mid? Are you telling me Quid can't play like Azir? He can't play Syndra. He can't play Silas. You could pick Cassiopeia. There's way better picks to throw than Renekton mid. Renekton mid hasn't been a thing in a long time.
Yeah. And it showed in how he played. He was a non-factor. He might as well have just sat out the game, and it would have been the exact same thing.
Remember the Ayla flash backward?
Ayla made a number of really questionable plays. I'm literally watching him play. I was almost like his hand is not in the right spot, because it looked like he was like, oh, I'm going to hit my Q, but he accidentally hit F, thinking he hit Q or whatever.
To be fair, his brain hasn't been working the entire year.
Yeah, that's true. I can't.
Dude, in the matchup, I remember Azale on the cast was like, he didn't mean to flash that way. Guys, this is why players like that will never win. This is a must-win game to get to the next game, to potentially win that game. There is no room for error at that point. There is no he forgot. He's just bad. It's just that's it. I've never seen a player this bad even make it this far to Worlds, essentially, and then have that happen in a crucial moment where you can't give over a kill in that lane because Ezreal and Alistar, Ezreal just pokes you out constantly. And
Ezreal already had a dream comp against him because it's just basically like it's just a bunch of fucking melee guys. Come and get me, bro. I'm just gonna kite back all day long.
What is with LCS? And then, dude, what is with LCS head coaches giving their ADCs in crucial games to win a crucial best of 5 Ziggs? Tomo got Ziggs for whatever reason.
I don't know.
Why the guy on Ziggs?
I could not tell you, honest. I mean, granted, at this point, ADC is more of a supportive role than it is like an actual carry role. But that does not mean that there are Ashe, Varus, Jhin, they all pack a punch that are all supportive and they can all do something. Ziggs was
what is this obsession with giving people zigs in crucial games that they have to win to keep the series alive. This happened with Cloud9, with Reaper. This happened in this series. This happened in Fnatic. They gave Noah zig.
Yeah, they gave Noah zig. Yep.
What is with this? What is this? Dick pic must be tearing it up in scrims.
That's the only way it makes sense. But even then, it's like just looking at the team. Okay, it's like, okay, what's better? A Ziggs granted, Ziggs can hurt a lot, or we get an Ashe that can stun someone from across the map. Or that's a free ward that we can throw out pretty much on cooldown and without cost. Like I said, Ashe offered so much more. I don't remember if it was banned or not. I don't believe it was, but I can't remember the bans off the top of my head.
I'll give them right now. Give me 1 second because I tried to erase this from my brain.
Yeah.
Like,
bleach your eye.
Because that's the thing. I didn't expect them to do anything at Worlds. I had them in my pick'ems to get out because usually for the LCS, the minimum that even most average teams could beat the wildcard teams. It was only up until like last year at Worlds and this year that the LCS team started losing to the minor regions. Because keep in mind, if you go back and look at the record, I think Azale pointed it out. I think MSI 2023 last year was that NA teams do pretty well against the wildcard teams. They do pretty well. Now we don't even have that. Now our teams suck against minor region teams. That's where the bar drops because you can't even beat people that arguably have worse players than you, less structure in their league. Like
that's the big one. They don't have the infrastructure that North America does to help build up these players. And like I said, the reason that North America is crumbling is because, like I said, Riot is almost like it's actively trying to kill the league because everything they're doing now is not driving viewership. So,
true, yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't want to make it sound like League of Legends is going to die here without question because in like China and Korea, it's still going to be a thing. But
true, yeah.
Okay, let's see. They did ban Ashe. Okay, but so yeah, they banned Ashe in game 1. But
I just want to point out, PSG also beat FlyQuest 2-0 at MSI. Apparently now they're just the LCS killers.
PSG went from being has always been a really good team, but it's just North America was like a little bit above them, but now it's just not anymore. And PSG is now
they're straight up just their
better.
first seed can compete against, let's say, they beat FlyQuest earlier this year. Not to be fair, that was with the Jensen roster, but there's only a one-player swap in that. They've beaten both LCS second and third seeds clean. They didn't drop a game. These are 4-0s on their last series. Now, the previous one against FlyQuest was 2-1, but I'm talking about the very last recent series they played against 4-0.
Yeah.
Bad. So I think this was the part where the game broke up, or was River tries challenging Junjia. He has no vision, and then Junjia knows he's right there, and then they put down more vision. And then what else happened after this? I think this is the part.
For whatever reason, River decided to contest, and then like you said, they just like come at me, bro, and then they freaking owned it.
Oh yeah, this part. Oh my God, Tomo. Oh my Lord. This is just bad.
Just chase him down.
Tomo's by himself. It's what I hate when people do. Why not just walk to your turret? Just walk to your turret. Why are we walking in the river? Just walk to your turret.
Yeah, I'm sorry. When Gnar can get on you. Well, I mean, number one, he's already got bad positioning, but because when a Gnar can hop on you in Mega like that, and you're in ADC, you have fucked up. There is no question, you have fucked up. But yeah, like you said, why not walk to his turret? Why not
he walk to his turret and make him work for it? Why not help him tank more damage? Why are we walking in the middle of the river so his other teammates can just kill you too?
The only thing I can think of is when Gnar finally gets the hop off, he's worried that if he starts walking to his turret, maybe Gnar can get his ult off. But like I said, you've already fucked up in that position. You should not be standing where you were standing with a Gnar, a Mega Gnar. What the fuck?
And
it's not that hard.
Sorry, just one sec. Sorry, guys. I thought it was the first part. So this is terrible. I'm able to see what's happening map. Okay, they're all three here. Guess who's not here? Yeah, that mid laner with TP.
Yep.
Game's over. Just if you're playing this bad, just get the fuck off the stage. This is just unacceptable. Just leave. Unplug your computer and leave. They're not this bad.
They can at least, do a fucking song and dance when they're walking off, seriously, because that's the best we get out for.
Song and dance. Yeah. That would be more entertaining than their damn gameplay.
Fuck yeah. But yeah,
actually just over. This is just
how
this has happened.
I mean, here's the kicker though. It's not like PSG was playing exceptionally well because they made a lot of mistakes too. Yeah. It's just 100 Thieves was just not even there. It was pathetic.
Yeah, because people said, well, they beat Soft Hawks. They beat one of the worst playing teams. Man, congratulations. Like, it's almost like we expected.
Good job, guys. Woo-hoo.
Good job. You beat like the 19th best team at Worlds. That's great.
That would legitimately be like, I won a fight against my nephew. Congratulations. My nephew's a total 3 months old, but hey.
Oh, God. And what's so off about this game is that they're picking Renata, which I don't think is bad into this comp, but it's like Renata hasn't really been a primary pick in a long time for the support pool, but Ayla can't play anything. Honestly, I can't really blame Golden Glue for that. Ayla can't play shit. Give him like Sona or something. Maybe he won't in as hard.
Yeah, well, Renata, with the team comp, I mean, because the team comp they have does suit Renata pretty well. The problem is the team comp PSG has will 100% counter her because Renata works great as like a secondary engage. So you got the Sejuani going in, then Renata can back up. The problem is, look at the enemy comp. They got Jhin, they got Alistar, they got Gnar, they got a lot of things that are just like, oh, you want to engage on us? Let's do this.
The range on PSP's comp is so much better.
Oh, that
the range, hard engage, everything. And then the problem with most of this game, as you pointed out, why were 100 Thieves constantly noticing that they were going to get dove, and then they just stood there? Like, you're going to die. You can't save that turret. Can you leave? Constantly. Like, why is Tomo fighting Maple right there? Why not help out your Renekton? What is this? This is horrible.
I don't know.
This is so. Then he died, sir.
Look at that. Maple's
he
just
died
so
anyway.
Maple again. Watch Maple this entire fight. He was on his own the entire fight, taking up like three or four of them's attention without issue. He's just sitting there going, "Come at me, guys!"
And I woke up and I watched this part. I woke up and I watched this part of this game live, and I watched the next game right to go to work. I was going like, "Why is their team not helping Sniper?"
Yeah.
Tomo, guys, is in no spot to 1v1 Maple. Why is he? And then he died to where he didn't get anything.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I feel bad for Azale.
Here's another great one.
Azale's just broken in half, actually. Well, as people know, if you're at this point of the game, you face checking. Why is the squishiest
Look how much damage Alistar did there. Alistar took off 75% of his health.
At that point, if you're playing solo queue, at this point, you're just like, oh, okay, bro, you're better. GG, FF, we gotta get out of here. You're just too good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. If you're gonna face check like that, why is Varus going first?
That just reminded me. You remember Tactical with the Malphite jumps?
Yeah.
That's literally the only way I can describe it.
I just don't get it. Like, they know they have to at least somewhat check, and I understand you have to do something. Your Varus shouldn't be doing it, right? Against an Alistar, Orianna, Skarner comp? Really?
Yeah. I mean, granted, at this point, they were so far behind that it was obvious that they were going to lose. But it was like, also, it's like, you guys are still making the bad play. And here, where he gets that's totally picked out by himself. And it's like,
I'll be honest here. If River wasn't on a hard engage damage carry, they didn't do anything. Like, the team mostly functioned around River. Like, if he wasn't in a prime position to carry it all, they just didn't know how to function as a team. They were like, remember, constantly in tournament, Sniper would walk from the Rift Herald between the top turret when they're sieging and die.
Yep.
He would, brother, he would just walk around. Like, he would walk through it during a team fight. You're like, okay,
I mean,
okay, bro.
Granted, Sniper, I feel bad for River because River was. I mean, you could do everything he wanted. There was nothing he could do. Sniper was getting caught out. It's not like the team had his back at all.
Oh, true.
So, River was doing what he needed to do to at least try to win.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was the rest of the team was most certainly not.
And I couldn't even really blame Sniper because I think he played fine overall for his first World. It was just the macro that, but people understand he's never been that kind of player at all. He's a player where he is being good, held as a leader, and this is the play that ruins everything. I saw this live and I was like, it's over. If you don't know what just happened there, they were engaging.
Rewind.
Ayla flashes backwards. I saw this play live and I was like, it's over. It's over. His mentality is gone. It's over.
I was just gonna be like, just rewind it back so we can just all, it's just like.
So Alistar flashes in, Ayla Hex flashes back in,
dies. And just dies. Yeah.
And Azale was like, he didn't intentionally want to do that. You know what? If you're in a depressed, I've lost a lot at League at points. If your mind is depressed in it, you'll just do that shit just to fuck with your opponent.
Oh yeah,
you don't even care. And then they just saw their support die. So the support can't be there.
Yep.
And then it's over.
And they decide
where are we going?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
Just getting fisted. Like, Maple just took out his whole cock and was like, just suck it. You guys are trash.
Yep.
This was actually pretty impressive. I will give him that. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy mother.
I mean,
granted, I don't even
Rumble
think Aussie's good.
Rumble
Aussie is not good
in a fight like that, but
I will say you're at a point in the game where you got to make something happen. It's a do or die game. And like, bro was out here losing to Aussie.
Yeah.
Like, Aussie guys is terrible. Have you guys seen Aussie play? He's pretty bad. He's
not that
awful.
Good.
He's pretty bad. Like, that's the clear definition of boosted. And then you have this comp right here. So this is probably the most egregious part of it is the comp. I don't know why we have Renekton mid. Why is it here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Renekton is terrible in the Yone. If people like against Yone before,
granted, the only thing I can think of is Rumble would just absolutely munch on Renekton. So they wanted to have so they would probably want to have something that could actually live against Rumble for a little bit and actually counter Rumble. But yeah, even then it doesn't make any sense. What do you remember what the pick order was for this?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to it right now. Give me 1 sec.
Because I have.
Does it really matter if you get blown out that hard?
I have to. The only thing I have is like I hope to God that they first picked Renekton then it was like, oh shit. Okay,
no,
so yeah, they
did. I remember Renekton was. I think I watched it live. Renekton was the 4 or 5 pick because they were trying to see where it was going to be flexed. Remember?
There's nothing.
Yeah,
like I said, and I mean, because here's the thing. Like I said, Rumble was a pretty good mount counter to Renekton. Granted, this is not a hard counter. This is still a matchup where Renekton can still fight. But yeah. And Renekton versus Yone, it doesn't make any
I just don't get why are they picking Renekton into all of these champions? This is the worst thing ever. They saw Yone, and because on the cast, Azale was trying to figure out where were they going to flex Renekton. I was like, flex Renekton into what? You're losing either way. You're losing either way.
But like I mentioned earlier, Ezreal is just sitting there having a field day because you got 4 melee champions on the Ziggs.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, all he's got to do is just mystic shot all day long, and he's gonna win. I mean, literally, the only thing you can have him do is basically do like a tactical Malphite ult into the enemy team, and that's all you got.
Oh, and I will say this: maybe if people didn't think the Ayla flash backward death wasn't enough to seal the game, when you saw them engage topside after Rift Herald quadrant of the map, you knew when they lost that it's over. Guys, they straight up went 2v4 into a situation where they knew their support couldn't converge on the play too. It's like the team has no macro. I'm shocked Cloud9 lost to a team this bad. This team is done. Like, actual just trash.
I mean, granted, like I said, I don't even think that 100 Thieves was playing up to their normal standards because this looked bad even for 100 Thieves. But yeah, it's still. It was just pathetic, and
like at this point, why Tomo why is Tomo fighting? Just run.
Why are you going, River?
Why are we going?
Yeah,
this is bad. I'm telling you, this.
Why are we going in? What are we doing?
Why are they going in? This is a horror movie.
We killed the Rumble, but we lost everybody else. Yeah, that's brilliant.
They saw a losing fight.
Double kill.
They saw a losing fight, and they were like, you know what?
Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's almost like a situation of like playing poker. I got a 2 and a queen. I have nothing. I'd like to go all in. It's yeah, none of it makes sense. Oh man. River was not. I mean, Ilya. I think Ilya was probably the worst champion they could have picked for that team comp, honestly, because there was nothing River could do. He would just,
Oh yeah,
literally anything else would have been better.
Oh god, yeah. I forgot to mention this too.
Rel having a field day with him too.
Yeah. You have what? This is Rel. This is not Rel. This is fucking Lilia. Yes, Lilia. Into Rumble and Sejuani. Why? Just why?
Yeah.
And hard engaged champion.
Yeah.
Into somebody who has Flame Spitter and Equalizer. It's Sejuani's point and click CC to stop. Literally, just her W3 auto stops you. Why is Lilia picked here? I have no clue. Yeah. Maybe win trading. I don't know. Maybe PSG's bank accounts got filled. I have no clue. This is arguably one of the worst comps I've seen constructed in a very long time. So actually the do or die game. Because Azale was like, they could just go back to Comfort. And it's like, they couldn't play anything properly. Comfort wouldn't have helped them.
Yeah.
Comfort. You're comforting an L?
Yeah. Like Wukong would have been better in that situation. Wukong is not exactly super strong at the moment.
And River played it. I think River played it against SoftBank yesterday.
Yep.
Actually.
Yep. He played it yesterday. And oh man, it was. I mean, granted, Wukong is probably River's favorite champion. I think it's certainly one of his best. But yeah, it's.
Oh shit!
What's
I don't know if you were on Twitter, dude. Sniper said he was going to retire if he couldn't make it out of play-ins. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. He actually said that. Oh no! Oh.
I'm not gonna believe it until I see it, but yeah, that's
video on the offseason. Thank you, Sniper. We have to honor the bet.
Yeah. You do, yeah. Talk about freaking counting your chickens before the eggs hatch.
This guy, the comment under the highlight video was, "Looks like a typical co-op versus AI game." Sorry, that was an insult to bots.
Oh god, ouch. The problem is pretty true. Oh wow.
Okay, to be fair, since the 100 Thieves failed me, I still got 3 of my pick'ems right. I did choose PSG, GAM, and Mad Lion, so I got 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Because you kind of knew that, to be fair, everyone, you could see this coming from a mile away. You knew if you watched the playing stage from day one till now, PSG were just a better team. Mm-hmm. You know, you saw the way that they lost against R7 with the 100 Thieves. You saw what PSG was able to do against Mad Lions. People were like, oh, Mad Lions made it. To Mad Lions, I'll be honest, PSG looked like they could have won that series too and just got the qualifications there. I'll be honest here, since they were on the opposite side of the bracket, 100 Thieves had to go through them. Just be honest, like they were just the better team. And I'll be honest here, if 100 Thieves even did beat them and managed to upset them and go to the main Swiss stage, they call it now, they would just go 0-4 drop.
Yeah.
They would be the freest win for anybody. It would be like that girl that you could just have sex with because she just has sex with everybody. They would just be a fuck me girl. I don't know if it's even a thing these days with these kids nowadays, but God, man. 100 Thieves, they're out. Congrats.
Yeah.
Please, I don't have to ever watch that again. That was just...
Oh, I'm going to watch it again when I need a good laugh. Because seriously, that's the only thing it's good for.
Just that one play where they saw River getting annihilated, and they're like, you know what? We'll just 3v5 in game. What? Yeah. Where Sniper's not even there to help them.
Yeah. River's already dead, and they haven't used pretty much any of their ults to kill him. Let's do this. Why not? Yeah, it's like the only thing I could think is at that point they were just so boomed that it was like, yeah, whatever. They couldn't even fathom like, oh, we need to win. So I mean, granted, I've had those games where I'm just so tilted that I can't do anything right. I can't get on their case if that was the case. But yeah, it's like you guys are supposed to be pros with coaches and staff.
NA's pros. You're too nice.
Yeah, you got
pros.
Yeah, pros.
You're too nice.
but yeah, it's like you guys are supposed to have people who could, help you bounce back, and that's still how you look. Yeah.
I think the team was just mentally broken after game one. How do you bounce back from that? That is just
like I said, that's where it's like you have to have a coach come in and be like, okay, come on, you have to have a coach give one hell of a prep talk because
I'll be honest, man. After game one, after game one, when you watch, were you like, man, that team's gonna really pull it back? I was like, man, they're about to go backstage.
Okay, what my feelings after game one was that was fucking hilarious. Let's get more.
You're a sick person. You're terrible. God, after watching that, I was like, man, they went backstage and cried. I'm not gonna lie, they broke backstage and cried because that's interesting.
If you look in the dictionary and look up the term masochist, you'll find a picture of me. So,
well, I will also say this: Gam, the team with Levi. I will say this. Oh my God, I hate this about League. You know, like Bjergsen was always really good on Zillion. For some reason, because NA is just terrible, and they wouldn't ban it. And I always said this for many years before I had a show. I said, hey, you can't deal with it because he's just that cracked on a champion. All you got to do, because League has this guys, you just ban it away. You don't have to deal with it at all. R7, or it was one team, I forgot who they faced, saw Levi play Shyvana like he was Kangen at his best, at peak. And like, you know what? You can play that again and then beat us in a free game because we want to make sure you're that good at Shyvana. It's like, you could just ban it. You could just not have
happens all the time, though. But granted, number one, should be said with Levi, he has a massive. I mean, I'm not sure if you've ever watched him before. He has a massive champion pool. He can play almost anything to a super high level. It reminds me once they picked Nocturne against, I think it was Fnatic a couple years ago.
I remember that one. Yeah.
And where it's like he was level 6 at like 6 minutes. He was just turbo farming and just crushing it. So Levi is certainly one of the best junglers in the world. It's unfortunate he's just stuck in a crap region. And so I always love seeing Levi play, and he's on.
I just don't get it, man. Yeah. If someone plays that good on something, you could just not have to play with it at all. Okay, in a best of 5, I could somewhat maybe still not justify it, but the logic would be, hey, we at least got 3 games instead of 2, right?
Yeah.
Correct. They lost that game, and then it's like, oh crap.
Well,
so now we're behind the game.
It also reminds me of a 2020 TSM speedrun where they play Fnatic. I can't remember who Fnatic's jungler was at that time, but I remember. But there's video of them like watching the Fnatic play. It's like, okay, so we're gonna have to ban Evelyn, and what do? Play game 1 versus Fnatic. They don't ban Evelyn, and Evelyn just completely shits on them. It's like, it's obvious. It's like, come on, guys.
There was an I will dominate tweet today, and it's so easy to get impressions off I will dominate tweets. He does. I can chase his clout whenever he tweets, just instantly just type in some bullshit. So he put out after 100 Thieves lost to PSG Talon, and by lost I mean Clapton, Grape actually. Completely disgraceful showing from 100 Thieves. I speak for everyone in NA when I say that we didn't sell them. Hashtag not my third seed.
That's yeah. He was pissed off.
And then I saw this at morning before I started my shift, and I just put, I'm glad LCS has a spot removed. NA is trash.
Yeah.
Then this is how you know people can't have a conversation properly. You know people do that thing where it's like, but this other okay, we can talk about that other guy if you want to, but it's always we're not talking about EU. And this guy goes, they would have won against EU.
Yeah.
You sure Hunter Thieves would have beat Mad Lions?
Yeah.
You sure about that? Yeah, I don't know about that. Look at the last 3 internationals.
I've seen worse cope. Where it's
that might be like, hey, like they would have beaten Mad Lions based off what? Did you not see what we just saw? Actually, Mad Lions actually beat PSG. You know who didn't beat PSG at all? Hunter Thieves. Not even a single game. Yeah. They got clean swept. I hate to say it, but looks like
yeah. Yeah, no, it was just, but I mean, like I said, I've seen cope worse than that, where it's like, oh, come on, all I need is this, and then and then something is like all we need is for Faker to lose a game, and then TSM will win Worlds. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We all had zero expectations, and they still let us down. Ayla, new career path unlocked.
Oh,
that brother should be
wow.
flipping.
That's a ouch.
Wow. I blame C9.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah.
To be fair, if C9 did beat them, they wouldn't be there, so that isn't the worst level of coping mechanism. Yeah. But I'll have to say this, even if C9 lost to them, that does not excuse that level of bad gameplay because C9 lost to them. Because there, that just offsets the blame to Cloud9 for losing to them, which is fair in and of itself in a different conversation, different context. Yeah. But 100 playing this bad has nothing to do with Cloud9. They're just not good. They've had no macro the entire year. At some point, that's gonna get exposed. Yep. Not by NA teams because they suck. Yeah, but these teams, even the minor region teams on that level, can exploit you on just those little mistakes.
Ever since High left the league, North America has really kind of devolved into just deathballing around the map.
Hey, I love my NA RAM 5v5 mid lane. I love my 5v5s. Yeah. ARAM is the shit. I retired from playing League and just play ARAMs only. I could be an ARAM LCS commentator.
Oh, why not? No.
This was disgusting. They are not on the same page. Sniper and Quid deserve another chance. I don't know about the rest, and the coaching need to be changed. Players couching. I love it.
Yeah.
Players stuck with champs they're not good at.
The problem
you can always change the couch. Hashtag change the couch.
The problem is you could actually believe that, hey, their coaches probably were just a bunch of couches.
Oh, God, man. They need to change the couches. Yeah, sure. I guess. I mean, I'll be honest with people. I don't know
too much fun with that.
No, it's just like, what can they do? Yeah. Like, who are they going to end up keeping in their roster anyway? You know? Because Ayla should be gone. I'm sorry, guys. He should just be out. I wouldn't say replace Tomo at this moment in time, specifically because they just kind of randomly got him in week 7. But I will say this. I don't think River wants to sign up for another year of this bullshit. River is gone. I'm just being honest here.
I'm trying to think if they're like what their contract lengths are, but I'm not sure. I think River is signed on for another year, and I think Sniper is signed on for another year. Quid, I believe, is his contract ends this year. I think Tomo, I'm not sure about because, like you said, they picked him up so last minute that I don't know about him. And Ayla, I think his contract ends this year too. So don't quote me on those. I could easily be wrong. Yeah. It's very difficult to keep track of all the contracts lengths with 80 players, all right? Or 90.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was just gonna bring up Ayla's contract was gonna be ended even if it was over by the year expiration date. He played so unbelievably bad.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, yeah. But the level of play he showed, his contract's done.
Yeah, he needs to be back in the fucking, I don't know, Challenger League or something. Because that's just and people will say, like, well, who would you want better in that spot specifically?
Even his level of play for the Challenger League was still suck.
Yeah.
His level of play today, even if that was in the Challenger League, it was suck, yeah. So
it's one of those things where it's like,
but yeah, that was shame.
It's one of those things where if you accept that level of gameplay, you could just honestly get somebody else. Because, like, what's the difference between what he's doing and what a challenger player is going to do? At least the challenger player is an unknown quantity.
Well, it reminds me when CLG was really shit. They literally pick up Zix, who, by the way, I'm not sure if any of you guys know, was not a coach in any way. He was literally just a fan who emailed CLG and like, dude, I can do better than this. They brought him on, and then all of a sudden they started doing amazing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Like, if a player's playing, I get it. He might be, like, too good for the other, like the challengers seeing the NACL, but like he doesn't advance your LCS team either. Mm-hmm. He doesn't play engaged champions very well. Doesn't play enchanters very well. His map awareness is terrible. His laning is awful. Quite literally, he doesn't deserve to be in the LCS. He's just not an LCS caliber player. He's just bad. He's just awful.
I would only add the caveat is he doesn't play engaged champions very well. He doesn't play enchanters at all because seriously, every time I've seen him play an enchanter, he's gotten shit on.
God.
So
like that's the thing. I would see them swapping out Ayla for sure. River,
Yeah,
I don't know if he signs on for another year of this bullshit. Quid's probably gone. Quid's been here since the summer split of last year. So Quid would probably end up being gone too.
It should be said. The paycheck can keep a good player on a bad team. So that is
true.
Is a caveat.
Yeah.
if the bag is good, I mean, like, it reminds me, like, I mean, I know I hate to go back to TSM again, but Sword Art with TSM, where he just completely, you want to pay me a bunch of money? Thank you. And just, hey, thanks. I'll take a big old bag.
I remember the meme was toss 6 million.
Yeah.
They straight up paid someone six. That was such a crazy year. Jack and Reggie paid players $6 million or $3 million or something like that. That's crazy.
At that time, granted, at that time, it looked like, League of Legends is still on the upswing. It's going to be making a lot of money. But unfortunately, it wasn't, because what happened immediately after that, went from kind of going like this to all of a sudden, it was just, yeah.
Well, and that's because I want to ask you this thing before we go to the Swiss stage matches. The Americas pivot. I think the Americas pivot is one of those situations where they just fucked up franchising so bad. Guys, I'll be honest here. I've been here for a long time. I remember when all this stuff was rumored and it came out and it started happening. I remember the first year the league became franchised back in 2018 spring, actually. Honestly, it just felt no different. Riot didn't do anything different. There were so many ideas they did. They did try certain things at some point. They always canceled them. They never gave them time to grow. One of the biggest things, you remember that Monday night league thing they were doing where they would do, that failed. That could have worked, but they failed with that. They had this like highlight red zone like the NFL does, but the highlights were going to be on challenger players, and it's like, what?
But like I said, it's just Riot. It almost is like it's like they're trying to kill League of Legends in North America. Because I mean, like, why is League of Legends still so popular in Korea? Well, it's not because Riot's handling it. No, OGN handles that. Why is it's like, but Riot just does not know how to run a business, and they certainly don't know how to run franchising. Because you got to remember when they started franchising. Madison Square Garden got in. The Golden State Warriors are like,
Cavaliers got in.
Franchises were like, we're gonna go in. We're gonna buy teams, and it's very, very telling. All these big, like I said, Madison Square Garden, Golden State Warriors, they're the ones that immediately said, out.
Yeah, that's the other part too. Is people got to factor in that. Remember the $10 million, $12 million buy-in fee.
Yeah.
What did Riot do with all that money? Because remember, it was announced that
I legitimately have to assume they did the Joker thing where they just put a bunch of gasoline on it and burned it. I cannot imagine anything else. Because they didn't go to production, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, because last year, Monty had broke the story that they froze the franchise payment. So the teams were just basically getting free money from, because you had that revenue share thing they had. Yeah. So the teams were giving them all this much money throughout the many years, even the ones that swapped out, the ones that swapped out of the league where they left it and everything, like Echo Fox to EG and all that other stuff. What did they do? Now, to be fair, I'm not saying you can defend the numbers here. I'm saying the amount of money that they did pay. So I don't know if all the teams gave the entire 12 or 10 million. But let's say they all gave like a minimum 5 million over the course of each of them. What did they do with all this money? Like you said, production didn't improve. Everything just felt the same. Yeah. What happened? The whole thing failed.
Think it felt the same. I don't even think it felt the same. I literally felt like they just got worse.
The broadcast just got worse. The banter gets worse. There was a segment where El Tigris tried doing some drama skit with TSM. That didn't work. There was so many,
granted, hiring La Tigris number one was automatically a bad move. And I mean, no offense to her. I think she's a terrific person. She's not a good caster, which I don't know.
She was moaning on a caster. She was sexually moaning on a cast. I remember watching it.
Are you fucking?
You remember that? There was a moment she was moaning where she started moaning about CLG. It was the cringiest thing. I was like, okay, guess we're hiring porn stars now for League. Hell yeah, sign me up. Adrian Achetic and Riley Reid can cast League.
Oh, they're going for Dragon. They got Dragon.
God, if you hear that live, you
did
might
that a little
just
too
wanna-
well. I'm sorry. Sorry
No,
to any children that are out here. I don't know if this is a Christian.
But like I know I wasn't the only person that was thinking this. They got all this money investment from the teams and venture capital. Where did the money go? They were supposed to build up the league. They're supposed to secure because you watch traditional sports. Traditional sports, they make money through media rights deals and sponsorships. Remember the FTX deal? That failed because they couldn't let TSM
to be fair, that
outdo
the
them.
FTX deal, that was just TSM, not with League of Legends.
Oh yeah, true.
And FTX was completely scamming everybody, and everybody was apparently too stupid to realize they were being fucking scammed. So,
but before that, remember the only reason why Riot did it was because
yeah.
They couldn't let TSM, an org in their LCS, have a bigger sponsor than them. So then they had the FTX sponsorship that failed. They could have had a Coca-Cola sponsorship, from what I remember. That failed.
They tried.
The computer
Coca-Cola
gear sponsors
tried.
Dude, the computer gear sponsors rotate in and out. Like, what's going, bro? They have to have egg roll sponsorship. They have egg roll sponsors. Might as well just be sponsored by Panda Express if you want egg rolls, right? It's crazy.
Well, I mean, like,
what happened to all the money, dude? I thought the team owner, I'd be so mad. What did they do to burn that money there? Maybe you're right. Maybe they literally just went. Sometimes it's not about money; it's about sending a message.
You do that a little too well.
I love that movie. Actually, that's one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion.
You did that a little too well.
I'm just and then they have this person named John Needs Baloney. Sorry, John Needham, but he's full of baloney. That guy. Remember that one article he made talking about to switch the systems around from the franchise model to the Americas? He said the economy was in a good spot, and I was like, all right, we're not reading this anymore because that's just an objective. That's just an objective lie.
Well, I mean, even because he wrote that in 2020.
No, that one I'm talking about was earlier last. It was like late last year where he put up this article.
Let me get.
He in this article talking. It was like a pre-Americas kind of thing of what he wanted to do to keep LoL esports alive. He mentioned it in part of the article I read, and I was like, the economy is in a good spot right. Okay, at that point, you're just like, okay, you're
the economy's in a good spot right now. And inflation's running wild. We were actually legitimately in recession last year. Oh, the economy's doing great.
He said the economy is doing great. No, John. League economy is actually terrible. You know what's crazy is that the LCS as a product is so bad that fans probably wouldn't even pay $5 in a subscription model to have a constant revenue stream. Because that's the problem with esports in general, is because there's not a consistent revenue stream coming in. And you say, what couldn't the fans do it from like a subscription model? Let's say they even did it like a bundle system, like like Disney, Hulu, and what's the one they have? Disney, Hulu, and ESPN. Let's say they tried that for LCK, LPL, and LEC. No one's paying for LCS. LCS would be the one that costs like $2.99 because no one would want that. You're saying even if you did a subscription model and you're like, hey, you buy, we'll give you old items that no one can get, like, they hype it up for some bullshit because
it have to be like, we'll give you every skin ever.
Yeah, something like that. People wouldn't willingly pay for the LCS unless it's bundled with something else. No one would willingly pay for that. Dude, just recently on the Twitch channel for the LCS, they just turned on Twitch subs. What is that? Guys, there have been moments in time where the league had 500,000 viewers, and they're just now turning on Twitch subs in the year, man, God forbid, 2024.
In the year of our Lord now. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, we should probably unlock that revenue on our Twitch stream with checks over 60,000. I hate this company. I actually just hate them. I straight up hate them.
I hate Riot so much.
This isn't even the top 5 worst things they've done, honestly. This is just how badly managed their run. But we do have the Worlds 2024 Swiss stage preview. This is going to be beginning on Thursday, October 3rd.
Yeah.
So basically what you guys saw before.
October 3rd,
So it's basically like, going to a restaurant and you get like the peanuts, at Five Guys, you get the peanuts as an appetizer. Now the burgers and the fries come, you're like, now this is the real meal. Now we're going to be eating good. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Please. Right? We're gonna be eating good, right, dude? Right? This is the main stage, right?
Also,
We're not gonna.
Yes.
I hope.
Well, I mean, just you can see the matchups here, and yeah.
So you have BLG versus Mad
Billy
Lions.
Gaming versus Mad Lions.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Sorry, it's good fucking luck, guys. Billy Gaming
versus
so
Knight.
Better than you guys.
Frescali versus Knight. Holy shit, that guy's gonna get gaped.
Yeah,
I pray for that guy. His butthole is literally about to be open completely.
Yeah,
that guy's gonna get destroyed.
Like I said,
this is probably
hey, you're getting the international experience.
That's if that's experience, I don't want it. That no Diddy, man. God, no lube.
That's like the NFL experience of your first game. You get your knee broken, and then
okay.
Oh man.
The hype up matchup of the day, I would imagine for a lot of people, is Top Esports versus T1. This is a rematch of the EWC tournament. T1 did win that series. I think they won it 3-1. So Top Esports definitely looking. Top Esports definitely looking for some revenge. I will say God, it's crazy because LCK teams always do better at Worlds and LPL teams. And T1 actually looked pretty ropey in some of their last games they played.
Yeah. I think Top Esports can do it. I think Top Esports can do it because Faker has.
Faker, you're like,
don't get me wrong. I want to make it very, very fucking clear. Faker is still fucking Faker. All right, let's be real. But he has not looked on form. Gumiushi hasn't really been on top of it either. So if there's a world where Top Esports can beat T1, I do think this is it. Now, mind you, I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I think it's probably
it's pretty. I would say
odds. If I were to give odds, I'm gonna say 65-35 Top Esports.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think top right now, I would say, is the stronger team. They just are. Like T1 has looked pretty ropey in like their last series. Like they narrowly beat KT Rollster because Def was like, I just don't want to win anymore because Def was running it down. They hadn't
Def is kind of ready to retire. I think he just doesn't want to play anymore.
What do I pick? Fuck. This is like a girl that does 6ix9ine and missionary, and the other one does doggy style and reverse cowgirl. God.
Do I need to hire someone for you? Are you okay?
Not really.
Going to a lot of the
nope. I can't bet on the LC. I can't bet on the LPLTs beating them. I'm saying T1.
Okay.
I can't. Like, the LPLTs are so much worse.
I want to be 100% very clear. Like you said, China. I mean, the LCK has always consistently been better than the LPL, and that's because the LCK actually plans out how the game's going to go. Whereas the LPL is like a fucking bar brawl, and they just literally fight. But
I will say this about the LPL. I do think they'll beat anyone that's pretty much not the LCK, honestly.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
I'll go BLG, T1, Genji versus Weibo. Obviously, I'm picking Genji.
Yeah, I got to go with Genji too.
Fnatic versus... These are basically the same teams. If you're on watch, these are the same teams.
That's a mirror matchup if you ever seen one.
God. I'm picking DK because Fnatic is I think one of the worst teams in the group stage outside of like the minor region teams. Fnatic is horrible.
I think I'm going to go 50-50 on that one. I legitimately cannot say which one's going to win because, I mean, like you said, Fnatic has not been good. It's not like but they can pop off. They have had some decent games, and DK has also.
They're certainly one of the League of Legends teams. This is certainly going to be one of the League of Legends game ever of all time.
Yeah, no doubt.
Certainly, champions will be played, Barons will be taken, and Nexuses will explode. But we will get League for sure.
Yeah, something like
Team Liquid.
Like, something's going to happen. What? We don't know, but
Team Liquid versus LNG. Oh, because remember, Yagao was going to be swapping in for Scout because Scout apparently can't come for a little bit.
I don't remember. I think he's having some legal issues. I don't remember what's going on.
Fucking Chinese bastards.
Well, it's China. Let's be real. They're going to make every fucking law.
Can Team Liquid do it? Can they beat LNG even without Scout?
If there's a world where if there is a Chinese team at their best that TL could beat, it is LNG. And since they are down Scout, I do think TL has a good chance.
This is the only match I'll root for them.
It's not a for sure. I have to say this one I'm going to put 60-40. That like I said, I don't think TL is going to win, but like I said, 60-40 that LNG wins. So
TL, I'll believe in you. This is the only match I'm believing in you. Because if you end up facing like Genji the next day, yeah, that we know.
Yeah.
Hanwha Life versus PSG. Obviously,
fucking
Hanwha
luck,
Life.
PSG.
I will say this: if Hanwha Life do any like funny business against PSG, which I don't think is going to happen because they're a lot more disciplined than that, they're a lot more consistent. They're arguably one of the best teams at the event.
Yep.
If Hanwha Life play to the level that most people expect, PSG is getting stomped into the ground, guys.
Oh yeah. That one's just 70, like 80, 20.
80, 20.
Yeah.
More like 90, 10. Like,
yeah.
Hanwha would really have to like eat some bad ramen and sort of
they would have
up
they would have to be like you just said, they would have had to eat really bad ramen the day before.
FlyQuest versus Gam. You believe in NA? Are you an NA man?
Show up, it will be fine. But unfortunately, they have not exactly been the most consistent players this year or internationally. Because I just remember last year where Bwipo just got he got a kill and then all of a sudden half his health disappeared, and then Inspired had to fucking babysit him for the rest of the game. So,
ooh, yeah,
I'm thinking 55% FlyQuest wins, and that's as high as I can go.
This one, I'm just gonna toss a coin. I don't care.
Go ahead.
God, there's a world you do see Gam winning. They're like inconsistently consistent.
Yeah.
I would say if Inspired, like, because people would say, but the jungle match, I would say the jungle matchup for this is going to be pretty exciting. Inspired versus Levi, that's going to be the marquee matchup for this. If Levi gets ahead of Inspired, guys, it's over.
Yeah,
we saw what he did. It's
well,
over.
I got a penny right here. You want to? Let's see.
Okay, I'm glad you place so much value on the match. You at least have a penny. Hell yeah.
I came up heads. So
what's that one?
I don't know. FlyQuest.
Okay.
FlyQuest is first. It always goes head tails. FlyQuest is first. There you go. We'll do that.
G2 versus Pain.
I think G2 is going to win this. G2. I mean, G2 has not looked as good as they have historically, but I still think they're going to win.
So here's the power rankings. Weird. This is so weird. These power rankings are from like last year because KT's not here this year. These are just global power rankings. I get it. This is everyone.
That makes
G2 a top 5 team? All right. Well, I guess we need to get the fuck out of here.
Like I said, historically G2 has been, amazing, but like I said, I don't think they're gonna win Worlds, but I do think they can beat Pain. I'm pretty sure they can do that. So,
well, anything else you want to say, man, before we head out of here? Any other things you want to mention at all?
Well, before we do leave, I do think we have to at least quickly mention the JoJo thing. It's with C9.
Yeah, go ahead. I've already talked about it on video, so I'll just let you have the floor with that one.
Yeah, no, literally, I just gotta mention this. If you've been late 43 times by the time they start counting, because this is the thing, that's not how many times it's been late total. That's when they started keeping track. At that point, you are like, if you don't want to be fired, you're immediately fucking up. I'm sorry, how do you do that? Because they obviously had to have had meetings with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously he was gonna be like go no matter what, because Jack was like, I spent so much fucking money on you and you didn't even get me to Worlds. This was just the you've also been late like 100 million times. Thanks for allowing me to kill the contract without losing any fucking money.
Yeah, but like that's the worst part about it too, is that people didn't like Jimenez because he's obviously weird, but he did get Cloud9 to MSI Worlds and they got a trophy, and they were in the summer split finals last year. They had a somewhat chance of beating NRG to go back to back. Keep in mind with JoJo, guys, they got no international tournaments, they got no trophies. Okay, they didn't even make finals. Okay, guys, they peaked out at third place matches. They ended up getting fourth both times.
Yep.
That's really bad. Yeah. That's actually just terrible, honestly. Yeah. And keep in mind, dude, back when the spring split, if they didn't go 2-0 in that week against FlyQuest and Team Liquid, they weren't going to make playoffs. People forget that. They were losing that much that if they didn't go 2-0 in that week, they wouldn't be in playoffs. That is bad. The roster just failed on every possibility. Did you see that docuseries video that they did? The Sky's the Limit video, where Reaper had even said, even when we were in second place, I knew the team wasn't good.
Vulcan I didn't see that one, unfortunately. No,
I'll link you it. It's on their channel. It's a pretty good watch, honestly.
Like I said, I've been busy recently. I haven't had a chance to really go through and watch as much as I would like. So I'll have to look it up. But there is one more thing, because I know a bunch of people are going to be like, "Oh, JoJo's been having like digestive issues," because I've been hearing that rumor a lot. Number one, if you're having digestive issues, you tell the coach, you tell the owners, because here's the thing: Cloud9 is very notorious. They have private chefs for their team. If you have some dietary issue, they will accommodate you. So if he was having issues like that, where that's causing him to be late that much, it's more than that.
Well, so yeah, that's the thing too. Is the last year when people wanted JoJo on Cloud9, he had that roster in the summer. People factor in, he was the only carry on that team, and all the resources got invested into him. So if he didn't carry, that would be pretty crazy if you couldn't. And keep in mind, but in the spring split, before he got his MVP, his play also tanked. He mentioned, the casters even mentioned that he had brought up the fact that his play was getting severely worse compared to the previous year. He's had splits where he hasn't looked good. Mm-hmm. Primarily, spring of last year, he did not look good. He bounced back so hard that he got MVP. To be fair, that was on a team where they had every player just invested all their resources into him. He got everything. He got all the CS. He got all the side lane CS. He got all the kills. He got all the jungle resources.
This team, literally everything. The only way he couldn't got more is if he was a Sivir with all the inhibitors down. That's the only way you get more.
Or it could be like Def. Yep, your Sivir with TP Flash. I'm
sorry. If anybody, I don't know if anybody's ever played against a fucking Sivir in the late game like that. It's fucking miserable because you can't do anything against her. Oh fuck! I mean,
and also the last thing I'll bring up.
We've taken out all three inhibitors and we still can't win. What's up?
Oh, the last thing I'll bring up.
I'm sorry. I've just had nightmares.
All right, fine. The last thing I'll bring up before we go is. I'll say this because people kept mentioning on Twitter, it's like, well, he was different on those other EG rosters. Okay, guys, there's a thing called growing and changing in life. You could be one way one year and another way another year. Just because he was a young kid on an EG roster back in 2022 does not mean he didn't grow up and think about life differently. It's just how that works. I don't know. That shouldn't even need to be explained. It's just how life works. You grow as a person and you think differently. You act differently based off your mood, how your life's going, anything. It's just how that goes, It's a normal human thing. But to say that, because he did it in my org, but he wouldn't do that in your org, it's like, how do you even know that? That's stupid.
Yeah. No, and that's another thing of because I mean you can go to Reddit and you can find plenty of stories of how this guy, he's doing great, he's growing, and then he gets into drugs or whatever and just collapses. There are so many, like you said, things change. I don't know what happened to JoJo. I don't. But like I said, I've never been a big fan of him. I don't want to say he's been bad because he has been probably one of the better NA mid laners ever. But I've never viewed him as top tier like Bjergsen or Jensen. But he was certainly much worse this year than he was in past splits. So
yeah. And it was great to have you back on, man. Can't wait to talk to you soon whenever you get some free time from work. Just letting you guys know, the next episode of the Cloud9 podcast will be on Thursday, 8 p.m. PST. So we'll be able to talk about the matches from the day because obviously if Worlds is in Europe, then the matches are in the morning. So we'll be able to cover all the matches then. Just want to say, ending off here with season 12, thank you guys so much for your support, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night, everybody. See you guys.